go to West.
Yeah, Will, what is it about you that, I mean, Ryan pointed this out actually to Tony, that you came back after the last time you guys lost a Friday night and pitched really well. I mean, what is it about you that allows you to come back and lift this team on a Saturday like that?
Yeah, well, so last time against Alabama, it was kind of like there's some ebbs and flows to a series. And so when a team throws that first punch on Friday night, then there's a little bit of extra determination from the team before or the team that lost to come back on Saturday and even it up. So it's a little bit of that, and then a little bit of being a leader on this team is kind of like, hey man, you got to even this up so we can see what it's all about on Sunday. And so I think it's just part of my personality is that I like to fight and give our team a chance to win.
What do you feel like you had working for you today? And then you mentioned that fight. How good did it feel, or big did it feel to come out after they were able to get those runs and get another inning and get it closer to the bullpen?
Yeah. So to be honest, as a pitcher, you don't always have your best stuff. And today I didn't even have my best stuff. So I was hitting my spots, mixing speeds as usual, but I wouldn't say that, my fastball had the most jump it's had all year. I've definitely had days where I've had better stuff and it hasn't gone nearly as well. So that's just kind of part of being a pitcher is you got to find ways to get outs, however you feel or however the ball's coming out that day. And so I was able to make enough pitches at certain times. And then they had a couple balls hit hard right at our fielders. So, that's a little bit of karma if you want, a little bit of the baseball magic. Treat me well today. So, and then overall we played a really clean game on defense, and that always helps.
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask you about the stuff you had today too, but since I'll change it up since you just got asked that. This ballpark pretty well. You've pitched a lot in this park, and Evan pretty well too. When he hit that ball in the 8th, did you think he'd gotten enough to get it out? And what was kind of the scene in the dugout when y'all realized it did go out?
To be honest with you, man, that was the craziest moment I've been a part of on a baseball field my entire life. So hopefully we get to play into June this season, and I'll be a part of even crazier moments. But up until this point, that was the most emotional, crazy thing that I've seen. And that's something you can't teach. I mean, guy loves that situation. And when he hit it, I was like, man, he hit it well. It was a first pitch curveball, but the wind was blowing a little bit that way, but not really. And he hit it to the deepest part of the park. So, that's just a testament to how strong he is, and a little bit of adrenaline with the bases loaded right there in a close game. And, like V said, the crowd may have willed that one out a little bit, because honestly, that's another thing that, I've never experienced in my time here is a crowd that electric and that into the game. I've been in front of some crowds here where there's a lot of people, but never that invested to the game. And you can really just feel it as a player. It's almost like, we've kind of caught up to other places in the league, because, used to we would go on the road and those would be the best environments that we would play in some of those other, more historical baseball parks. And now it's like, you know what, we got great fans too. And all we had to do was give them a reason to come. So, it's awesome to be a part of it. It makes you feel good, and it makes you really want to get back out here tomorrow. So I'm excited to see Blade Tidwell pitch, and excited to see Evan Russell hit again. And, who knows, tomorrow it may be somebody else, but, that's kind of part of this team is you never know who it's going to be, but somebody's going to get you.
We'll go to Troy and then Mike.
Well, you mentioned that being the most emotional moment. Can you explain why you think that and where that kind of stems from?
Yeah, well, part of it's definitely the crowd. I mean, the game just gets more emotional when there's a lot of people invested into it, and it gets loud. And it was a roller coaster of a game. We had a 2-run lead, and credit that guy hit the go-ahead homer, and then our guy was like, I can do that too. So Tennessee and Vanderbilt don't really like each other in any sport, but it's a top 3 matchup, and they've got a lot of talent, and we've got a lot of talent, and it's kind of finding out, seeing who's really stacked up where. And so it's kind of a moment where you're like, you know what, we're here too. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow.
Yeah. Will, do you think Evan Russell should have a statue at this point with these 3 homer games, especially maybe right out there next to the flagpoles?
Shoot, that'd be a good looking statue. I don't know. He may put some other people to shame if we put a statue of Evan Russell. Some people might get jealous, but at least like a road or, a stop sign or something, Evan, we'll see how the rest of the season goes, but I don't think anybody's going to forget Evan Russell for a long time here. And, he's from Lexington, Tennessee, which when most people hear Lexington, they think of University of Kentucky, but he's from a small town in Tennessee, just like myself. And for him to come here and put the stamp that he has and the moments that he has, it's unbelievable. And he's a great guy. So I couldn't be happier for him. And it really comes as no surprise.
Wes, did you have one more?
I don't think so.
Wes, did you have one?
Wes, did you have one more? No, he's
No,
good.
okay. All right, we're good for Will then. We'll finish up